Hey Aquarius, stay tuned. We're talking a little bit. Oh, hold on. We need a little bit of ambiance there, don't you think? Okay, we're going to talk about a little bit of your family core unit. We don't want judgment. We don't want arguments. We don't want any of that stuff. No burning bridges. We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned. Hey Aquarius. Here we are. Here we are. How you doing? Good to have you. Coming into the cool weather. Coming into the fall season. Into the holidays. Starting with, okay, good to know. Starting with Halloween at the end of the month. Of course, we have the Friday the 13th. Crazy energies this month within like the planets and everything going on. So it's interesting to see the themes of how people are being triggered and what their reactionary things are wanting to go to, and whether people are going to be able to be more reflective than reactionary. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes for everybody. But by the end of the month, a lot of the energy at the very, very, very end of the month releases. All right. So let's see what your cards have to say. I remember they were kind of on the last round. They're kind of nice and light. Yours were social. Had a light feeling to them. Unlike some of the other readings. Just do a little shuffle here. Make sure we show that we've shuffled the cards, even though I shuffle them extensively before we start a reading. All right. Actually, I like this one. Okay. Woohoo! All right, all right. Aquarius. Ah, I love Aquarius. Boy, are you guys the thinkers, that's for sure. You know that statue? That statue that's like this? The thinker? That's you guys. All right, give me 5 seconds, 2 seconds to put these back in order and straighten them. I'll be right back. Oh, hey everybody. I just wanted to remind you that we've got the YouTube zombie algorithms, and they like subscriptions, and they also like thumbs up too, because they're greedy and grumpy. So maybe if you could help us out with one of those, that would be great. Thanks. So Aquarius, you have a sprinkle of different things, of different themes going on here. I mean, right now we have a lot of energies of reflection. Hopefully the people are doing reflection instead of reactionary. And one of your areas of reflection, you know, I'm looking for when the hangman comes up, you've got a double hangman talking about your particular reflection. And your theme within the reflection is with the judgment card. And what it's coming through with is, as you're in the hangman and you're kind of hanging upside down in your meditative state and you're reflecting on things, you're reflecting upon the aspect of, well, judgment in life. I mean, how you judge things, how people judge you. You can see these people are coming out of caskets. It's like at the end of the day, you know, sometimes it's a second calling, you know, when you get life again. But this card is really coming through with the theme of judgment. Because also in your center line, you have a theme going on here within. You have the Ten of Cups, which is kind of like the happiness card of the core family, the core, your vision of your core family, your core unit. That's different for everybody when it comes to whether they want it, you know, it's a work or the family that they make their own, or literally your relative's family. And it's saying within this, you have an aspect of a relationship here that with someone within this core unit, or someone or people's, because, for example, you have this card. This card is one of the key cards of when people are really in their heads and they're really in the mood. Five numbers are turn up the volume, they intensify a card. And this one with the swords is, of course, is speech and thoughts. And when people come into arguments, who wins? And does anybody win in the end? I mean, this guy looks like he won, but he's smug. These guys are dejected, walking away. Like, who are you in this card? Because actually during a discussion, or rather, these would be an argument, you can feel all of these roles all at the same time during it. And is it worth it? Because you've got it in your center here. And it's within your core unit, like your family. So sometimes the theme of, and it's really big right now with, do not get into heated arguments with people right now unless you possibly want to burn bridges. I mean, sometimes there's times in life where things need to be said. We're also coming up on an eclipse, which if you choose to go there and you're going to be reactionary and you're going to take it on, you could burn bridges during this time period. So I'm just letting you know. I mean, maybe some of them need to be burnt, most of them don't. But, you know, be aware of eclipse season and when that stuff happens. And, I mean, you can have endings if you choose to have that. It's all your choice. So, but one thing in your theme is this back and forth with judgment in the play that judgment has in your life and how it's affecting you and how it's affecting others in your life. Because judgment is a back and forth thing. You can't really have clear levels of judgment that affect people unless each party lets it affect them. So obviously within this scenario in the center section over here, it's talking about arguments. So obviously people are letting these judgments going back and forth affect them. And is it really worth it? That would be one of the key things that I would maybe in your mind look into thinking about. It does say that in your environment right now, there is something that you are actually, even with like your attitude and everything, even though you're right on track with your Wheel of Fortune, your Destiny card, and you're in order of the way things are supposed to go for you right now and the things that you're supposed to be reviewing. So, I mean, you're right on track, but being in the right on track mode, there's something that you're kind of depressed or sad about. There's something within having a loss. A loss, like in this card. You see this card? You see how, you know, the cape of the black cane, and he's mourning these three cups that have spilt, right? And he's mourning it, sorrowful, you know, sorrowful. And the one thing is when he or she does decide to finally come look back up, you see everything's gray around him. When this person does finally want to stop feeling sorry for these, he'll look up and turn around and see the things that are still not spilt, that are in his life, that are avenues of love that are just waiting for him to turn around and see them and acknowledge them. So, but the one thing that I have found with the Five of Cups card is that it's one of those things like the Hangman. You can't force anybody out of it. You can't force and say, you know, snap out of it, or, you know, do a Sharon Moonstruck. Snap out of it. You can't do that with those cards. With that one and the Hangman and the Five of Cups. When the person is ready to come out of it, they will. So you have to allow them to go through their process. You're going through a process right now with that. And the one thing that it's saying is that you're straddling on making sure that you're getting help on talking about it. And then you got to also be careful that you don't get too pobrecito. So it's like this balance, this balance of allowing yourself to go through it, but not linger in it too long. That's what that's talking about within your environment. And that's within the attitude. That's with some of this level of sadness or depression a little bit. But that's par for the course of where you're at right now. You know, it talks about within your baseline. You're full. You're full of emotions right now. And that's not easy for an Aquarius. There's other signs where levels of expressing your emotion. Okay, you two, stop. Sorry, they're going at it over there. There's levels of emotion that Aquarius and some other signs, even like Capricorn and everything, when they get a bit much of that and you're having a whole bunch of it, you're very full right now, is not comfortable for Aquarius. It's especially not comfortable for them then to be expressing it. And that's even why within this middle section, within the core relationship family group that you have, you might not want to get in a discussion or argument heady-wise because you're a little bit emotional. You're not able to handle it right now. So just be aware of that and take care of yourself and what you're able to handle and not handle, because we'd like you to be able to express yourself. We don't want you to burn any bridges. And we don't need to have words said that don't, need to be said. So just respect that you're full right now. Whatever the sadness is that you're dealing with, you'll get through it. You'll turn around. Okay, coming into the future, it is talking about a level of making sure that you're not a fool and you're not abandoned. And you're going to realize that. And that's coming forward in the, like the next week, 2 weeks to come. So if you see anything with that, please remember that you're not a fool and you're not abandoned. And it's a realization that you have to have within that particular theme. So, I mean, sometimes when we come out of depressions and everything like that, we can feel sad natures and abandonment and everything, and you have full control over that. And you're never a fool. I mean, the one person who's really not a fool is an Aquarius. They're not fools. They're not fools. Okay, so coming into the future, hopes and fears, not totally sure on that one. This is hopes and fears with an older gentleman that's not being realistic and really in fantasy land. Kind of like his head's not all straight. It's weird. It feels like dementia or something. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Honestly, that's something I'm just going to have to skip over that one. Got to do it sometimes. So anyway, so going to the future, it's talking about within the Hangman and your reflection, you're going to be getting some information, some factual information of manifesting, of things coming into. Pentacles have to do with, sometimes people say money, but it's anything that you're trying to bring into the physical. And you're going to get some information about some things being brought into the physical that are going to help you come out of your Hanged Man reflective state. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. So maybe it's like levels of being creative that inspire you to come down from your overthinking about this judging back and forth between people and get creative again. It's information, things brought to you on like a platter of like, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? And you're like, I think I would. I don't want to think about all that stuff anymore, and I'm gonna go do that. So that would be very nice. And then it goes forward into you just wanting to be truthful, have balance. You and Libra right now want to have truth and balance in your environments, and you'll have that even if certain systems or judgments are not totally with you, it's still going to work for you. If there's anybody with levels of lawsuits, there's like a 50-50 feel going on with that one. Financial stuff, trying to figure out a little iffy, but you stay on the right track and stay with the facts and stay with the truth and stay with where the law really stands with something, and then you'll be victorious, not just how someone thinks it should be or feels. Anyway, that's unusual. But you're in the right state of mind to take that on and handle it and make the right decisions, staying in truth, and you'll get the just rewards that you are looking for. Okay, just give me a second. I'll be right back with the wrap-up. Okay, let's do this wrap-up and see if we can kind of put it into simplified words when we look at this. All right, so we have you're wanting to make the core group that you love and you consider family. You're wanting to put the efforts in to plant the seeds to make it long-lasting, and to do that you want to make sure that you don't argue with these people. It's not worth it, because one of your themes is about judgment, back and forth of the type of judgments going between you. You're very full of emotions right now. I think it is because of something in your environment. You're mourning a loss that you have. You're getting the support that you need, but don't linger in it too long, and don't be overly pobrecito and stay in the, lingering and victim sort of feel. Like, just be careful with that. All right, so you're all on set with your destiny and where you're going with things, and even this level of sadness is supposed to be kind of where you're at right now. Coming into the future, don't worry about feeling like you've been abandoned or that you're a fool, because you're going to have the realization that is just not possible. That's only possible if you allow yourself just to feel that way, because no one can do that to you. You can only give them that if you decide to allow yourself to feel that way, to feel foolish and feel abandoned. You're not. And you're going to realize that. Coming into the future, you're going to come out of your hangman, out of your transitioning into this reflective period, with the offering of someone giving sort of creative thoughts and ideas, and getting you back into the physical world instead of totally in your head. And in the transition, you're going to come down and feel it. Anybody involved with any lawsuits or systems right now, it's saying just to stay on track with the truth and the way the law works, and you'll get your just rewards. That's what's really important on that. So that's just kind of like the roundabout way of discussing the themes. You had a lot of kind of different ones sprinkled throughout on yours, so it was really fascinating. And I wish you well with all of that, and we will talk soon. All right, mush mush.